diamonds and roses. We're running out of time, can you hold it? Down for a girl like me, down for a girl with a dream.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a drugstore bridal makeup tutorial. I feel like this is a good combo of bridal and drugstore. Obviously you can wear this whenever you want, but I was definitely inspired by sort of bridal makeup, and I have wanted to do another bridal tutorial for quite a while now. I just haven't really felt super inspired. So this makeup is super easy. The eyes are very simple. It's more about the lashes and a little bit of shimmer. I do go against the hooded eye shimmeriness rules, but you know how I feel about breaking them rules sometimes, but I really like the softness of this look. It's more about the face, and obviously it's all drugstore products, which is always good. So I hope you guys like this video. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Give it a big thumbs up if you like it. If you're not already, go ahead and follow me on Instagram and to keep up to date with my everyday life. And yeah, if you would like to see how I get to this bridal makeup tutorial, please keep watching. So I'm starting off by prepping my eyelids using the Maybelline Master Concealer in Light, applying that with this small flat concealer brush from Vanity Planet. I'm applying it over my entire eyelid, as well as carving out under my eyebrows to make them look more defined, as you can clearly tell. And then I'm also blending it in using this Real Techniques small contour brush. And then I also applied a bit more color over my eyelid just to make sure it was super even. To set the eyes, I'm using the Maybelline Matte Maker in Classic Ivory. You guys know I always use it, and the same brush. Onto my eyeshadow, I'm using the NYX Rocker Chic palette in the color Heart of Gold. Starting off with my Morphe G13 fluffy brush and this shimmery white shadow, I'm going to buff that over my entire eyelid up above the crease from the inner corner of the eye, which I never do, as you can see, blending it quite high up. And then I'm going to blend it in using the Sigma Tapered blending brush. You will see that it really extended my eye and made it quite a lot bigger actually. Then I grabbed this Revlon brush and I wet it, and I put with some setting spray, and I pat that over my eyelid, as it really makes the color more pigmented and more shimmery, and I just apply that sort of up towards the crease, sort of etching it and rounding it into the crease. Then I grabbed this light brown shade and started patting that in the outer corner of my eye and into the crease, as you can clearly tell. Then I went ahead and I used this NYX Taupe shade, and it was actually a blush that I figured out, which I don't know how it was a blush, but anyways, and I pat that in the outer corner and then obviously more into the crease as well, not making it too defined, just being quite soft. Then I used the Maybelline Master Contour palette and highlighted my brow bone with the highlighting shade. Then I went on and used the Maybelline Eyestudio gel liner, applying that with this small pointed brush, and I applied that along my lash line really softly, as you can see, trying to be really precise, starting from the inner corner and going along my entire lash line. And then I slowly started to bring it out and sort of wing it out just softly. It's not a really dramatic wing, so I just did it freehand as opposed to using tape or anything like that, and I just sort of thickened it up a little bit in the outer edge. Then I wanted it to be a little bit more pigmented, so I went and grabbed my L'Oreal Super Liner and applied that over the top. As you can see, it just made it a little bit more black. For mascara, I used the L'Oreal False Lash Superstar, one of my favorites, and I applied that on my lashes. And then once that dried, I applied my xoBeauty lashes in the Gold Digger. As you can see, they're sort of thinner on the outside, and then more in the center they go a little bit thicker, and I really like them. I think they elongated my eyes and made them look nice and wispy. And then for some reason I applied mascara over the top. I do not know why I did that, but I thought it looked good at the time, and I'm still sticking with it. Then I also obviously covered my lash line, which I always do, using the L'Oreal liner. Now onto face, I'm using the Rimmel Fix and Perfect Primer, which sort of has a colour to it and is supposed to smooth and even out your skin tone. Then I went ahead and used the Maybelline Baby Skin on the T-zone area, because you need that makeup to be lasting and looking glam all day long. As I think every bride needs to glow, this look is no different, so I used the NYX Liquid Illuminator and just applied that to the tops of my cheeks, as you can see. Then, because I wanted to be glowing my life away, I used the Australis Highlights Face Highlighter in gold, and I mixed it with my L'Oreal True Match Foundation in Natural Beige, and then I applied that over my entire face using the Real Techniques Small Foundation brush. I just find that when you mix highlighter and foundation together, it makes your skin extra glowy. And then I blended in, of course, using a damp beauty blender. And yes, I apply foundation on my face and then blend it in and then go ahead and do my forehead. For some reason, I always wrinkle my forehead, so I avoid doing my whole face and forehead at the same time. I seriously just do it that way. Now onto concealer. I'm going to apply the same Maybelline Master Concealer in light under my eyes and with the same brush that I used before, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend it in, of course, with the same damp beauty blender. To set, I'm applying the same powder under my eyes and in the T-zone area in that classic ivory colour. Then for the rest of the face, I'm using a Rimmel Stay Matte pressed powder in the colour Silky Beige. As you can see, I'm also just patting that around my face using the same brush again, just to make sure that I'm all set and matte and that I won't go too super shiny. Then I feel like if you want to look glam all day, you need to bake, so I'm using the Face of Australia Loose Translucent Powder and the same damp beauty blender to apply that under my eyes. While I bake, I'm using the Klean Colour Tanned Rawr Bronzer, applying that on my cheekbones, as you can see, into my temple, and then also to frame the top of my forehead, which I pretty much always do. Then I added a little extra baking under my cheeks just so I can sort of contour it and chisel my face a little bit more before moving on to lips using the NYX Liquid Lingerie in the shade Push Up, and just applying that on my lips with no lip liner or anything. While that dried, I wiped away the rest of my baking as I didn't want to leave it on for more than a couple of minutes. Then I wanted to add some definition to my lower lash line, so I used the Maybelline 24-hour gel liner on my lash line and in the very outer corner and slightly into the waterline, as you can see, just blending that in using the Sigma Short Shader. Then I added the NYX Intense Butter Gloss to my lips, and it is in the shade Très Léché, if that's how you say it. I felt like my face was looking very washed out today, and I would 100% suggest doing this after you've initially done your foundation and not after powder, but this is just me being honest with you guys. I applied the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Chestnut and applied that on the top of my forehead and along my cheeks, which I then blended out using my damp blending sponge and also this Real Techniques small contour brush, which I used before. I just thought it added some color and made me look a little bit more bronzed. As I said, I felt super washed out, but again, do this before powder. Then I used the bronzer in the Maybelline palette to go over the top of that. I don't know why I didn't use the same bronzer as before. I was clearly all over the show today. Then I used the blush from the Maybelline palette, obviously, which reminds me of the NARS Orgasm blush so much, and I just applied that really lightly to the tops of my cheeks. For highlight, we're getting it popping today using the Australis Highlights highlighter, the same as before, and applied that directly to my sponge and then patted it onto the tops of my cheeks because I found it blended a lot more easily. Then I went over the top of that with the powder highlight from the Maybelline palette with my Morphe fan brush. As I said, I wanted to be super glowy. I also applied that along my nose and my cupid's bow. I feel like brides need to look glowing on their day, obviously. Using the Rimmel in the Nude liner to line my waterline just to brighten my eyes a little. I also set my face using the Maybelline Master Fix spray, although I should have just used the NYX setting spray because I like that better.
And here you have it. That was the finished look of the day. I hope you guys liked it. Soft, simple, easy to do. Obviously bridal makeup's meant to be soft and simple, but you can wear this anywhere. As I've mentioned, you don't have to be getting married or anything like that to wear it. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know if you would like to see more drugstore looks in the comments below. Let me know if you have any requests, and subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and hopefully I will see you all very, very soon. Bye guys.